Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Omega Dantaya Vidmahi Vakrajundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. 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 Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari. Jai Ganesha Gananatha Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari. Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha. Ganapataye Namo Namaha Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari Ganapataye Namo Namaha Ganapataye Namo Namaha Ganapataye Namo Namaha Ganapataye Namo Namaha Suklam Bharadram Vishnu Sasivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadaram Dhyaye Sarvavignopashantaye Shankam Ganapataye Namo Namaha Ram Ganapataye Namo Namaha Ram Ganapataye Namo Namaha Ram Ganapataye Namo Namaha Ram Ganapataye Namo Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari Jai Ganesha Gananata Dayaniti Sakala Vignya Karadura Hamari Namo Namaha Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha Gam Ganapataye Namo Namaha Gam Ganapataye Namo
Namaste. And welcome to our weekly online satsang. Satsang being a fancy Sanskrit word that really means spiritual community. Literally, community of truth. Wherever two or more people on the path of truth, of awakening, of transformation, come together to share their journeys, there's a satsang. And when we do that, the presence that each one of us brings to the satsang melds in with everyone else, and the presence and the inner peace expand exponentially, and we're strengthened in a way that can only happen when we come together. So thank you for joining us tonight. Flowering Heart, the Flowering Heart community and satsang isn't a membership organization or anything like that. We're just a very open spiritual community that connects with people from many different spiritual teachings and teachers from all over the world. And it's so important that we do this, not just here with the Flowering Heart satsang, but all the various spiritual groups, meditation groups, wherever there are people who are experiencing awakening. This is time to really join together, to link our arms and our hearts, because the world needs to shift. It's obvious. We need to shift from competition, conflict, and violence to cooperation, harmony, and peace. And that can only happen when the heart begins to flower with divine consciousness and unconditional love. And that's what this is about. We share something called the Flowering Heart Blessing, which is a gift of divine grace that comes directly from Source, that catalyzes awakening and the flowering, the expansion of the true spiritual heart in connection with the divine within. It's a absolutely free gift, and you're soaking in it right now. Once you've received the Flowering Heart Blessing, just once, which you're doing right now, if you want to be a conduit or an instrument of divine grace and share the Flowering Heart Blessing, just take an intention in your heart and let the divine know that you want to share the blessing. That's it. When you're in meditation or in prayer, you can hold someone or someones in your heart and just ask the divine presence to flow the Flowering Heart Blessing out to them, and the divine does all the rest. If they're in your physical presence, get their consent. Let them know that this blessing is going to change things dramatically, ongoing in their lives, and then you can gently lay your hands on their head, invite the divine silently, and then just relax and get out of the way. The divine does it all. It's really nice that way. What else? So we love all kinds of blessing, but the Flowering Heart Blessing is dear to us because it is so heart-centered, and it's all focused on causing the divine source within us, which is pure love, to begin to just expand and shine out from the center of our being. The Flowering Heart Blessing will bring illumination to your spirit. It will bring inspiration to your soul, your thought life, your emotions, clear the mind field, and give you divinely inspired thoughts and feelings. It will shine through the physical layers of your being, bringing physical healing and divine health out into your relationships to set them right and bring healing to them, and just shine through your whole life into the world to help other people awaken. Enlightened consciousness is very contagious, much more contagious than this dark stuff we see proliferating these days on Earth. There's never been a more important time than for us to join together, keep our eyes on the light, and shine it to the world. And that's why we're here, that's why you're here. We like to open these satsangs to questions and answers relative to the spiritual journey, the path of awakening, divine union, meditation, prayer, previous lives, reincarnation, eternity, anything that you'd like more clarity and understanding. When you ask those questions, it moves the divine to inspire me and Suzanne to bring forth some kind of clarification, some kind of answer. And we all benefit from that because all of our journeys are parallel. They're all unique. Yours isn't going to be like mine or Suzanne's, and ours isn't going to be like yours. But if we look back at what we've been through over the years, we discover that we go through similar, parallel challenges and breakthroughs along the way. So just look inside and ask that still small voice in your heart if there's something you might throw out to the satsang that would inspire our discussion tonight. I already see a question which I'm going to come back to in a few moments, Yekaterina. But I like to, while I give people a chance to come up with questions or consider what you'd like to get out of tonight, to share quotes from very inspired people, from authors and spiritual teachers and all different kinds of people that are published on a website called inspiringquotes.com. And authors write brief articles on various subjects and then share a list of quotes from usually famous, well-known people, sometimes anonymous, that shine light on that particular subject. Tonight, I chose quotes on the transformative power of music. And the author of this article and collection of quotes is Tony Donnell. We've shared a number of articles from him. Never met him in person, but thank you, Tony. Tony's an English writer of nonfiction and fiction living on the edge of the Amazon jungle, one of my and Suzanne's favorite places. Glad you're there, Tony. It's been a long time since I've been to the Amazon, and love that part of the world and the people there so much. So glad you're there shining the light. So here's the little article and the quotes that Tony shares with us tonight. No society on earth is devoid of music. From the flutes and rattles of isolated Amazonian tribes to the mass gatherings of modern festivals like Lollapalooza, music is found everywhere that humans themselves are found. The origin of music, however, will forever remain a mystery, as it occurred long before recorded history. The first musical instrument was almost certainly the human voice itself. Whether humming or whistling or making some other musical sound. As for the constructed instruments, they've been around for an astonishing amount of time. The oldest known musical instrument is quite likely the Diksha Baba flute. I probably didn't pronounce that right. Don't even know what language that was. Diksha Baba flute. Well, discovered in 1995 in Slovenia. If this cave bear femur, pierced by evenly spaced holes, is indeed a Neanderthal flute, then we know that humans have been playing musical instruments for at least the last 50,000 years. I think that's a conservative estimate. I think it's been much longer. The oldest known melody, meanwhile, is the Hurrian hymn, discovered on a clay tablet inscribed with cuneiform text. It's over 3,400 years old, and we can still listen to it. Today, the importance of music is widely acknowledged. It is taught in schools around the world and is used in everything from advertising to psychotherapy. And anyone who has listened to their favorite song while feeling sad or lonely knows how music can lift the spirits. The following quotes from philosophers, scientists, musicians, and more all attest to the transformative power of music, to its strange and wonderful ability to make life better. So here we go. My heart which is so full to overflowing, has often been solaced and refreshed by music when sick and weary. Martin Luther. Music is well said to be the speech of angels. In fact, nothing among the utterances allowed to man is felt to be so divine. It brings us near to the infinite. Thomas Carlyle. Music is a higher revelation than all wisdom and philosophy. Music is the electrical soil in which the spirit lives, thinks, and invents. Ludwig von Beethoven. Music expresses that which cannot be put into words and that which cannot remain silent. Victor Hugo. I think I should have no other mortal wants if I could always have plenty of music. It seems to infuse strength into my limbs and ideas into my brain. Life seems to go on without effort when I'm filled with music. George Eliot. When I hear music, I fear no danger. I am invulnerable. I see no foe. I am related to the earliest times and to the latest. Henry David Thoreau. If I were not a physicist, I would probably be a musician. I often think in music. I live my daydreams in music. I see my life in terms of music. I get most joy in my life out of my violin. Albert Einstein. Joy, sorrow, tears, lamentation, laughter. To all these, music gives voice, but in such a way that we are transported from the world of unrest to a world of peace and see reality in a new way, as if we were sitting by a mountain lake and contemplating hills and woods and clouds in the tranquil and fathomless water. Albert Schweitzer. After silence, that which comes nearest to expressing the inexpressible is music. Aldous Huxley. Music will help dissolve your perplexities and purify your character and sensibilities, and in time of care and sorrow will keep a fountain of joy alive in you. Dietrich Bonhoeffer. People ask me how I make music. I tell them I just step into it. It's like stepping into a river and joining the flow. Every moment in the river has its song. Michael Jackson. The best music is essentially there to provide you something to face the world with. Bruce Springsteen. Music can change the world because it can change people. Bono. Music can move us to the heights or depths of emotion. It can persuade us to buy something or remind us of our first date. It can lift us out of depression when nothing else can. It can get us dancing to its beat. But the power of music goes much, much further. Indeed, music occupies more areas of our brain than language does. Humans are a musical species. Oliver Sacks. I think music in itself is healing. It's an explosive expression of humanity. It's something we are all touched by. No matter what culture you're from, everyone loves music. Billy Joel. Music has healing power. It has the ability to take people out of themselves for a few hours. Elton John. So I say, thank you for the music, the songs I'm singing. Thanks for all the joy they're bringing. Who can live without it, I ask in all honesty? What would life be without a song or a dance? What are we? So I say thank you for the music, for giving it to me. Abba. Wow. That's a different, I really love the very second one that said that music is the language of angels. I've had angels visit me at different times through the years of my spiritual path, and sometimes, on rare occasions, manifested themselves to me very powerfully. And this one day, this angel manifested to me when I was deep in the dark night of the soul. And this angel was giving me hope and telling me that I was going to come out the other end of this crushing 10-year period of my life. And it was such a majestic being, so full of light, so powerful. I did what I knew better than to do. I asked it its name. Now, if you read the scriptures, I know that Kabbalah, the Jewish Kabbalistic tradition has a lot of the lists of naming angels and calling upon them and invoking them. But in the Hebrew and Christian scriptures, wherever anyone tries to ask an angel their name, they won't tell them. I mean, unless they announced it like, I am Gabriel sent from God to announce you're bearing a child. But generally, they would say, whoa, why are you asking my name? And why was that controversial? Because to know the name of a spiritual being, in some traditions, gives you power over them or power to send them, to direct them, to use them. So I don't do that. I never do that. But this angel was so, I just like, who are you? And the angel said, you know better, but I'm going to tell you anyway. And it opened its mouth, and out of its mouth came an angelic name that I can't repeat. But it didn't stop. It just continued to flow into this unending name that was music. It was song. This angel was singing this incredible celestial song in a heavenly tongue, and the song from its soul was its name. I just love that. And I think that's true of all of us. If we were in a high enough state of being, when we met someone, it wouldn't be, oh, hi, I'm Michael, oh, she's Suzanne. We'd open our hearts and our mouths, and out would come the song of our souls, which is unique to each of us. I love that. And then it made me think, and it made me a little sad, that here were these quotes from some really cool people, and probably most of us have heard of ABBA. We may have heard of Elton John and Bruce Springsteen, but there were these other names that we don't know. So many people today wouldn't know who these people are because so many people don't read anymore or take in the wisdom of the ancients and of past generations. So, I mean, the first quote was Martin Luther. Most people may know he's the father of the Protestant Reformation, and Lutheranism is named after him. That second one about the angelic tongues or angels, that was Thomas Carlyle. Who knows who he is? I hope you do. But I'm not going to tell you anything about Thomas Carlyle. If you're interested, Google it and find out who some of these people are. Ludwig von Beethoven, sure, probably heard of him. Victor Hugo. I wonder how many people actually know who Victor Hugo is. And you're saying, why don't you tell us? Because that's not what we're here to do tonight. We're here to spark deeper curiosity. And George Eliot, Henry David Thoreau. I think everybody knows who Einstein is, but did you know that Einstein, next to his love of physics and mathematics, even greater than that, he loved music. He thought in music. He dreamt in music. Everything was music to him. And he was like one of the greatest mathematicians and physicists that's ever lived. Wonder if anyone knows who Albert Schweitzer is anymore. These are all really great souls. And I found in going through these quotes that they mean so much more to me when I know who this person is they came from. Like knowing that Einstein was like this brilliant physicist and mathematician, to hear of his love for music and of his violin means so much more because we know a little bit about Einstein and what his life was like. So
that's funny you brought that up, because when you were reading the quotes, I was thinking, I wonder if I would pay deeper attention if I knew who this was from in advance. And it's kind of like that with life too. We go through our day making judgments and decisions, and it's like if we recognized each other as like the Christ in that person, would we be, trying to impress them or change our opinion of it or be more impressed ourselves, And it was a good reminder. I had a little meditation while you were reading those, that it's a good reminder that just because we, think somebody's famous or hold them in esteem, we should also remember that that homeless person on the corner is an expression of Christ, and that we need to, reflect on how we're interacting with the world, and would we place more value on something because it's famous or well known or well respected, as opposed to placing value on all human life and animal life and the planet's life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So true. Now I don't want to throw any more names out.
Okay.
Dietrich Bonhoeffer. Oh, I did it. There he goes.
All right, let's get to the questions.
But the one I thought, it spoke. All of us know Michael Jackson, or who he was, and have enjoyed his music at some point. People ask me how I make music. I tell them I just step into it, like stepping into a river and joining the flow. That's beautiful, So. And I guess I'm jealous a little bit because I always wished I was I'm a magician. I always wished I was a musician as well. And that just wasn't one of the talents I was given. I can sing a little teeny bit, but not a great song voice. And I've never mastered an instrument. And I have friends who are just brilliant on the keyboard and on acoustic guitars and 12 strings and just love that stuff. Okay, to the questions. Oh yeah, and please give us, if you're on Facebook Live, a love or a like, thumbs up or a heart.
I was busy while we were over there.
That was inspirational. The music was liberating. Questions and comments. Ekaterina writes, can you pray for Acapulco? Yes.
Yes, we have been.
Hurricane Otis left a disaster, and it's going to take a lot of time to recover from it, and also for our Mexican president so he can be open to our TV show and to help Acapulco. Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Definitely hold that in prayer. That's one of the worst hurricanes I've ever heard of, and we were all distracted because there's so many like wars going on and things like that. If that thing accelerated from 45 miles an hour to sustained winds of 160 miles an hour in 12 hours. Meteorologists have never seen anything like that.
Right.
And there were gusts of wind of 205 miles an hour. It's just, our hearts really go out to the people of Acapulco and that community. I've had some wonderful times there, and yes, definitely we'll be holding all that in prayer. Danny, namaste. Joanne, hello. Lynn, pray for peace in Israel. Absolutely. Going to pray for peace everywhere. Yes. I mean, that's like the planetary focus right now is Gaza and Israel. And but it's not the only place. Humanity has just been gripped in a wave of violence from the shootings and the public stuff that's gone on to many wars and armed conflicts happening in various places that, depending on where you are and what you read, you may not even be aware of. You know, so we'll definitely be doing that. Moria says, I'm here. Yep, the big heart. What do you think about virtual loving relationships?
Well, this is one.
We love you. This is virtual.
You mean like with a computer or
A
long
partner.
distance, or I'm not sure what the full artificial intelligence.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too swift to run into a romantic relationship with AI right now. That's still up in the air. But if it's distance relationships where the people are only able to connect virtually, through telephone, through Zoom, through internet, I've heard it say it can't work, but one of my best friends for my whole life, Steve, my friend Steve, who's a Kung Fu master and a Taoist master, a Taoist adept, one of my very closest friends for so long, he carried on a distance relationship with his now wife, Ingrid, because she was a college professor in another state. He was a teacher of Qigong Taoist meditation and Kung Fu in California, and they were deeply committed to their vocation. And I was thinking, I don't see how this could work. And for years, they would meet several times a year. Like they'd meet in Paris, or they'd meet here, or he'd go to her university, state and town, or she'd go to LA and meet up with him. And eventually, they're spending a lot more time together and still carrying on their own vocations and are married. So if that's the kind of virtual relationship, then yeah. So
I think it also depends a lot on the needs or the maturity of the individuals in the couple. I mean, some people need to have them right there, but if you're more independent and more, flexible with your way of seeing the world, then it can work out beautifully. But it's important that both people are on the same page with that.
Wow. Oh, we're going to get more as we keep going. More. Maria has more to say. Okay. Joanne writes, The Forgotten Song, ACIM.
I don't know that one.
I should recognize that an acronym. I realize, but I don't. So please tell us what ACIM is. We've already forgotten. The Forgotten Song. More writes, I heard today something so beautiful about soulmates in the portal 1111. About that next way that energy will be coming is through soulmates, that together will elevate to unconditional love and give it to all others. Yeah, that happens, but don't wait for it. I mean, wait for it, but don't wait to find your soulmate to be a portal of total transforming unconditional love to the world. I've seen people waste whole lifetimes seeking soulmates. I've seen other people, close people, who suffered through their lives because they found their soulmate, or they were convinced they had found their soulmate or their twin soul, and then something intervened and they could not be with that person in life. It's like, so if I think that my whole purpose to be here is to shine the light with my soulmate and then something changes, what do I do now? So it's lovely If you run into your soulmate, wonderful. In my experience, that raises a spiritual hurricane. When two twin souls or soulmates come together in this world and they know it, and they begin, and they're awakened, and that light begins to shine, it shakes things. But I'm all for it. In India, there's a famous couple, Sri Aurobindo and the mother. And they founded Auroville, which is this gigantic ashram in India that's very open to people of all faiths. A very wonderful thing. And they were soulmates and enlightened beings, saints, really. So, wonderful. And I've experienced the power of that. I've seen it and experienced it firsthand. When two souls that have that kind of soul bond come together, a lot of times they don't spend that much time together. That's the thing. I mean, we know another couple that are supposed to be twin avatars in India. They're married, they've had a family. They spend so little of their time together. Interesting. So, I guess we'll see. I hope that more and more people discover a partnership that is genuinely, totally self-giving, unconditional love. Whatever name you give it. Soulmate, twin soul, or just twin powers activate. It changes the world, it does. Okay. And Maury continues that together about the next wave of energy coming through soulmates, together we'll elevate to unconditional love and give it to all others and the earth. No higher individual lifting, because it is very powerful. I'm not sure. But I'm getting it. More. Light will be very powerful. Well, light is very powerful, and it's here right now. Right now. So, just saying. A long distance. We feel the energy. Great. A soulmate appeared saying is so, but with long distance relation. I feel distance is a limitation. Well, yeah, no. I mean, if we're talking about the importance in many relationships of having daily physical touch and physical affection, some can share that at a distance in meditation, in prayer, even on the telephone. And in a highly awakened state, there is no distance. Because you're a spirit, that other one is a spirit, and in spirit, everything is right here, right now. There is no distance in space or time in spirit. So it can work.
But like I said before, it depends on where both people are in their lives. Like for me, I had a really hard time when Michael was traveling to India or across the country doing different functions, and I had a really, really hard time when he was gone. I like to have people around me and hugs, and it's so it just depends on where you are. I still don't think that I would be very, very good at a relationship like that. It just wouldn't work for me. But like Michael's friend and his wife, it works great for them. So it just, some people have less of a need for the physical contact, and some people have more of it. And it could be where we are in our stage of growth or development, or it could just be, how we're wired on this planet.
Well, my friend, who goes unnamed, he and the lady I was talking about that carried on this long-distance relationship for years before they got married, are both very physical beings. Mm-hmm. They're both expert dancers. Besides being a Kung Fu master, he is an eminent swing master of swing dancing, and so is she. They teach it. And so physical contact and the physical dance is very important to them. But they manage to like fit that into a few times a year that were like super packed, Anyway, I don't know how they did it. And yeah, Moria says, so do I agree. Interesting discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes, indeed. We are one. We are all one. I mean, I think the ultimate realization was going to be when we see that we are all the soulmates, that we are sharing one heart, one love, and one being that is the soul and the and foundation and substance of the universe. There's one supreme being expressing itself through all of us. When we find another person with whom we can share that depth of connection, that's a very powerful thing, for sure. Okay, let's check over here. Nope, all right, I think that's good. And so, anything else?
It just, one more little note, it reminded me of this woman I met when I was on a retreat. I think she's from Sweden. Anyway, I saw her over 100 feet away and never met her before, never seen her before that I was aware of. But we both looked at each other and our souls recognized each other, and we both got this light in our eyes and our faces lit up. And we practically ran to each other, and we both at the same time said, "I'm so glad you're back." And I don't have much contact with her, but it was that recognition of, I know you and I missed you and I see you, and we both just had it instantly. Very, very beautiful soul. But we're not like best friends, and we don't talk very often, and every once in a while we'll send a message on Facebook or something, but it's that recognition of, my old friend, you're back. Without having to know what lifetime it was or what capers we got into. It's just, and that can happen with anybody.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because when we reach a certain depth of awakening, we would look into anyone's eyes and go, there you are, you're back.
Right.
I know you. Yeah. All right, so please close your eyes and invoke the divine presence. The divine presence is the source of all existence. It is that one love, that one heart, that one supreme consciousness of which we are all embodiments, expressions. Call on the presence, invite the presence. It dwells within you at the center of your being in all its fullness. As Rumi said, you're not just a drop of the ocean, you're the entire ocean of the divine in a drop. And this presence within you loves you exactly as you are. There is no separation, there's no distance, there's no cool zone because you're not good enough. This presence loves you just as you are and yearns to fill you with grace, fill you with love, fill you with peace, fill you with the light of awakening and transformation. So receive. Drink in and receive the blessing of divine source. This presence yearns to dissolve the veil that the mind has created of distance, of darkness, of separation, for there is no such thing. There is only the light of oneness. All suffering is because of that feeling of distance between us and Source, between us and others. us and ourselves. Let the divine presence dissolve that and flood you with the light of awakening. If there's an area of your life where you're hurting, or you're troubled, where you're weighed down, just give it to the divine right now. Just let go and let the presence help you. The presence knows exactly what you need and is all powerful and all loving. Just keep receiving and be in gratitude. Nothing you need to ask for now. Nothing you need to do but just allow the light of the presence to flood your being. Now imagine, with your eyes still closed, we're sitting in a blessing circle together. Lift up your hands, your palms open, facing forward. And let us all invite the divine to pour the flowering heart blessing through us to the whole circle gathered with us. It's flowing back to you through all of them as well. Let it be healed. Now visualize the planet Earth in the middle of our circle. Blue, translucent, radiant, living planet. Let us take a strong intention tonight for peace in the Middle East. Within the hearts of all, in all of the various communities and countries and peoples, peace in Israel, peace in Gaza, peace in the West Bank, peace in Lebanon, peace in Syria, in all the Middle East. May anger and rage be melted from the hearts of all and healed by divine love. Let us take a strong intention for peace in Ukraine, to bring about an end of conflict and violence there. For the love of the divine and the light of the divine to melt the hurt, the fear, the anger, and bring peace to every heart and every soul. And for all of the nations in that area of the world, for peace and stability. The hearts of our leaders are in the hands of the divine presence. And the divine can turn those hearts any way it wills in an instant. We ask and hold a strong intention that the divine might turn the hearts of all the leaders throughout the world to peace. Let us ask the divine to fill the hearts of the whole human family on earth with the light of peace and oneness, love. To draw back the veil so that we might truly experience together, all of us, that the whole human race is family. Divine grace is able to heal what human effort has never been able to. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Now we invite you to relax and open your eyes. Begin to make direct eye contact with Suzanne and or me. Just make sure you keep focusing on and looking at least one of our eyes. flooded with oceans of divine light and love and grace. And it pours through every fiber of our being to you, especially through our eyes, the doorways of the soul. All you need to do is keep looking. The light streams out through our eyes, into your eyes, deep into your heart of hearts, flooding you with divine light and love, causing the light of awakening and the fires of divine love to burn brighter and brighter and brighter within you. Now you can keep meditating as long as it feels nice to you, or lie down nearby in Shavasana. That's a yoga pose where you find a comfortable spot to lie on your back with your eyes closed and your arms loosely at your sides with your palms open, turned upward, and just be in gratitude and dissolve in the present. It's really always a lovely thing, Shavasana. And we love you very much.
Much love, light, and blessings.
Until we cross paths again, know that the divine within us beholds the divine in you. And we bow to you. Namaste.
Namaste.